Now we're ready to get the clock set up and running. I've got the weight sitting down there where it will need to be. You can see those strings are just hanging up over the top. One is attached to the frame in the back, and the other one is just hanging over the pulley shaft. And then down at the bottom, that one is attached to the main center shaft right there. So first, that string should be put over the pulley on the top, like that, just in the groove of the pulley. Now it's all set for putting the weight on. Now I will include a little dowel, this one here, for pushing out this little shaft here. You probably don't even need to tap it with anything, you can just push it out. Take out the pulley, then put the string on the pulley like that. Hold it on this way and get it back in. And if there's some tension on the string, that would be good so that it stays in the groove of the pulley. If the string gets loose and it ever gets off that pulley, the only way to get it back on again is to remove this peg, take the pulley off, put the string in the groove and put it back in. That's not too difficult to do. Get this center peg back centered like that. And now the weight is all set. Winding crank is here in the front. So you can take this and, I would say, hold the clock frame with your left hand and maybe stick out your finger to show that a little bit better. Right here. Yeah. There. Hold the frame, put your finger out to keep that wheel from turning backwards as you wind it, and then grasp the crank like that. Now the hands, if they're in a certain position, they might block your access to it, so you might need to turn the hand so you have better clearance there, so you can turn the crank. You can wind the clock. You can wind it all the way up. If you bring it all the way up to that pulley, like that, so it's almost touching the pulley, then it will run for over 24 hours, maybe about 25 hours before it gets back down to the table surface. Then all you do is give the pendulum a little push to get it started running. I'll just now include a little bit about setting the hands. Turn the minute hand, and you can just turn it clockwise like that. If you want to turn it counterclockwise, I would say just hold this wheel, otherwise the wheel starts spinning backwards like that. So just grab the wheel, and then you can turn it counterclockwise as well. Now in transport, it's possible that, or at some future time, it's possible that this hour hand could come loose on the shaft like that. And just if it gets loose like that, or if it's pointing kind of in the wrong direction, so 12 o'clock, but it's like this or like this, then you can grab this gear, grab it tightly, and then you can wiggle this hand and turn it and pull it forward, and it's just loose because it's on a tapered shaft there. So then you can get it pointed. Like right now I want to point it directly at 12 o'clock. There's a little play in it, so you kind of just got to give it your best shot. And wiggle it a little, grab this gear tight so you're not putting any stress on these teeth here. And just wiggle it and push it onto the shaft so it tightens up. And now from there on, when you set the hand using the minute hand, then the hour hand just follows in its correct position. I have another video showing how to set the hands, but I didn't remember to include information about this hour hand in that video. And also I have another video explaining about adjusting the pendulum, so I won't mention that now. But one thing I will mention are the strings in the center. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. There are two suspension strings that hold the pendulum, one in the front there and one in the back. And I'll just include a little note about that. The pendulum, in order for it to work right, has to be, these strings have to be hanging down like this. So if I hold the pendulum up above those two pegs where the string is attached, and then I move it to the left and then bring it down, now it's just kind of cradled on those strings with no friction, virtually no friction at all. And that's how it is suspended. If this ever gets lifted up and down over the other side, the back side, it's going to hang way down like that and nothing's going to work. So I'm just including this just in case, if that ever happened, then you know you bring it up around to the left and let it hang down like that. That's the reason I included that string with the rubber band on it that was in the box, and have that tied to this shaft. So in transport, this can't get lifted up and get out of position. So it should stay in position like that. So anytime you transport the clock in the future, then I would say it's important to put this string back on so this stays in the correct position. Or at least if it gets out of position, now you know what to do so that the pendulum is hanging properly.